Well, hey, everybody, this is Robert, and welcome to Outbreak News Interviews. Now, Acanthamoeba keratitis, or AK, is a rare but serious eye infection caused by a microscopic parasite called Acanthamoeba. Now, it primarily affects the cornea, that's the clear front surface of the eye, but it can lead to significant pain, inflammation, and potentially vision loss. Contact lens wearers are at particular risk due to improper hygiene practices, but anyone could be affected. Now, my guest today founded the Acanthamoeba Keratitis Eye Foundation in 2022. So, joining me today is Juliette Vila Sinclair Spence. Juliette is the founder and chairwoman of the foundation. Hi, Juliette, and welcome to the program.
Hi, Robert. Thanks for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Um, let's go ahead and for um, viewers or listeners that are not familiar, let's start with some information about AK, the parasite, how you contract it, disease and symptoms, diagnosis, treatment, prevention. Prevention is key.
Well, first of all, as you just explained in a short, Acanthamoeba is a free-living amoeba that is in the water, and it's always there, especially when the temperatures are warm. So it loves hot temperatures, and normally people are not at risk. But when contact lens users wear contact lenses, we do have little abrasions in our eye, which is normal. And the contact lens work as a sponge. So if you come in contact with water while wearing your contact lenses or cleaning them or storing them, they absorb the water with the parasite, and that gives the parasite the opportunity to, as I call it, sneak into your eye through your cornea. And as I call Acanthamoeba keratitis, it start eating your eye. So for me, it's an eating parasite. Um, Normally, most of the people are getting a Acanthamoeba because they are showering with the contact lenses or swimming with the contact lenses. Sadly, there's not many prevention about it. People are not being told if you wear contact lenses, never shower, nor swim with your contact lenses, nor store them or wash them or even handle them with wet hands. When you, let's say, one of the symptoms that you can start getting is like you feel like you have an eyelash in your eye while wearing your contact lenses or a bit of sand. So you think, oh, something's in my eye, I'm just going to take my contact lens out, but that feeling does not go away. Then you start having a bit of an aching pain around your eye, or you start tearing a bit, or let's put your eye starts getting a bit red, and the light starts, as I call it, bugging you a bit. And those symptoms start escalating into high end, that the pain is so excruciating and the light is so blinding that you end up hidden, isolated like a vampire in your own room. Sadly, Acanthamoeba keratitis, as its name, as a rare eye disease, it's not in the radar of the healthcare professionals because it's rare.
Right.
But we have a population around 150 million contact lens users, and it's becoming common. And that is something needs to be told. We want people to enjoy their contact lens journey. We don't want them to stop wearing contact lenses. What we want them to know is what not to do with them. Acanthamoeba is sadly misdiagnosed around 80 to 90%, and between fungal, viral, bacterial, but
Mm-hmm.
mostly herpes simplex virus, which means they are giving steroids to the patient. And steroids is food for the amoeba. So that means at the beginning you start feeling great because you start feeling a bit better. But the amoeba has two forms, the trophocyte and the cyst. The trophocyte, we call it the eating army, and the cyst is the sleeping army. The moment the steroids are in, they go in sleeping mode and they start, as I call it, procreating more. And then when they stop, they wake up and their army is even stronger and more destructive. Treatment, unfortunately, there's no standard protocol. It's all based on what has been used for many years. So you have chlorhexidine, you have PHMB 0.02, and um, I always forget the name because I know the brand, which is you call it Brolen because it's difficult to pronounce. And you have also other kinds. But those medications, for many, is not accessible because they are not of FDA approved, or it's not in the country, or it's expensive. So patients are being treated with what the doctor has in hand and hoping for the best outcome. In Europe, there is a new first approved therapy for AK, which is PHMB 0.08, which hopefully patients are getting access now and hopefully will be globally. But having the disease is not only the eye. The pain we go through is excruciating. And doctors do not understand how bad it is. So you especially need nerve modulators to block the trigeminal nerve pain. And then you have the psychological impact. So AK is not only an eye infection, it's a life-changing infection.
Well, let's go ahead and take a look at your personal story, which actually prompted you to start the foundation. You are a former patient of AK.
Yeah. We call each other AK warriors because we need to fight through the journey and we stay warriors. As I said, I went swimming with my contact lenses, and I've been wearing contact lenses since I was 9 years old, and I've never been told not to shower or swim with them. So I went swimming as usual, and I didn't pay attention to it, but my eye that started aching and like something in the eye, so I stopped wearing my contact lenses. Time passed, and the aching started getting worse. The how you call that? The tearing. So, long story short, um, I was sent to the hospital. I was misdiagnosed. Luckily, no steroids, and I was lucky enough to get a confocal scanner because that's the magic tool to diagnose AK without having to have a corneal scrap or PCR. I had treatment for 2 weeks. And after 2 weeks, I ended up having a therapeutical cornea transplant because they were so deep in my eye that I was on the edge of going blind, losing my eye, and many other things. Based on my journey of being isolated, not understanding what is AK, not having support, not having information, and that it could be prevented, I decided that something needed to be done. So that's why I decided to create the first patient-driven global nonprofit organization focused exclusively on AK. In it, we have support groups. We're giving support for more than 1,600 people around the world. And that is through Facebook support group, Instagram, Reddit, and one-to-one with email. So this rare eye disease is not that rare anymore. Mm-hmm. And what we want to do, and I as a founder, together with my team, is bring the patient perspective. Please help us prevent it to the contact lens manufacturers and the regulators, because nobody should go through this when it's preventable. To the healthcare professionals, please help us stop misdiagnose because it's jeopardizing our eyes and our life, and help us with pain management and psychological support, which is not there. Also invest in research and this kind of stuff. So it's screaming to the world, hello, it's there. Look at it, do something about it.
So when you got it, did you have it in both eyes or just one?
No, I tell you, I call myself lucky because I'm in the Netherlands and I only got it in one eye. Okay. And after 1 month of misdiagnosed, I end up with a therapeutical cornea transplant. Okay. Yeah. And that was a life-changing experience in a positive way. And it's 8 years ago. I'm still honoring that transplant, which normally should fail because you're having operation on a hot eye, which means was infection active. But there are people in the support group that have it on both eyes, bilateral, and that is mind-blowing. There's no words for it. Each journey is unique in so many ways, but in some ways similar because of the excruciating pain. There are people that get in it on both eyes. And I don't know how I survived with one eye infection. I don't want to see myself with two eyes. It's heartbreaking, Robert, and something needs to be done.
I wanted to ask you about, you said you got infected 8 years ago. Are you still feeling anything lingering all these years later?
Yeah. As you can see, I'm still wearing a cap. I still have light sensitivity, even in the house now. And I have trigeminal nerve pain, which is part of the journey. And normally for many patients, it goes after the infection, but with me, it has remained. And that means I'm taking high dosage of nerve modulators to help me think straight. I still have a cataract, which you all get due to the toxicity of the eye drops. And the vision is 50%. But again, I call myself lucky because the other people who had no vision or had to take the eye out. So
yeah, that's a blessing, you have to say.
yeah.
I want to give you another chance to talk about the foundation. You mentioned some of the work that you're doing. Is there anything else you'd like to add to what the foundation does?
I mean, as I said, is one of the things is prevention. We want to educate contact lens users and professionals to stop AK. So let's say even involve contact lens manufacturers to help us, put a no water label on your packaging. We want to help patients advocate for themselves to be able to ask the right questions to the doctors. We want to work with other foundations worldwide with problems of eyes to not be one just foundation, be a team to raise awareness of eyesight problems. Research, we want to bring the psychological impact and the pain management, because that's something there's no research. And that is, as we say, we want to bring the patient perspective experience of what it is to have AK. One thing is about what is written or what you can see on the lab. Another thing is how you feel and what you go through AK. And not only AK warriors can tell you what it is like. Not a doctor can say, oh, I can understand you. No, you can't. So yeah, it's you know what? Bottom line, our dream.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I get it.
No. But our dream is that everybody knows what is AK, so they don't get it.
Yeah. I know my daughter, when she was very young, probably younger than 9, she got contact lenses, and the eye doctor at the time did give us a lot of specifications concerning staying away from tap water and the pool and swimming and all that. So some eye doctors are good with informing this information. I guess others are not.
Yeah, and one thing that you mentioned is poor hygiene. I think that is a misleading sentence because people would say poor hygiene, yeah, but I clean them as I've been told, and I replace them as I've been told, and I only wear them when told, but they are never informed, meaning also do not shower, do not swim. So that is something that is very important.
Yeah. If people want to learn more about the foundation, where can they go to find you? I got the website scrolling at the bottom, but you probably have social media and all that also.
Yeah, we do have Instagram and Facebook. I tried TikTok, but I need a young generation for that one.
I get that.
So, not yet there. Maybe we will get young AK warriors who will take that part. And yes, go to the website and help us raise awareness. I mean, and if you want to know more as a patient, or as a patient, as a contact lens user, or someone yourself that are interested, just reach out to us, send us an email. We are here for anybody, anywhere in the world. That doesn't matter, any language.
Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. So here's the website, and I'll link to it, and
Thank you.
I'll link to the Instagram and the Facebook also in the show notes for people that want to check it out. If you want to help them out, I assume you take donations.
Yeah, we take donations, and I
Mhm.
forgot to mention we are also in LinkedIn, but that's for the healthcare professionals. You know what I mean? So that's a different target group. So yes, if you want to donate, anything is more than welcome. If you want to donate your time or your expertise, please reach out. We are more than welcome for it.
Excellent. So I'll go ahead and link to all that in the show notes when the podcast is published. And I want to thank you, Juliette, for sharing your story and the work of the Acanthamoeba Keratitis Eye Foundation. I appreciate it, ma'am.
Thank you for having us.